You're trying to change what's in here, how we think about the opportunity, not just be afraid of the technology.
Yes, sir.
Can you say more about what opportunities exist for normal people who may not be developing code or writing code or building the next version of these big companies?
I think the most important thing I can say is watch your mind. Why are we talking about they're gonna take our jobs? Why aren't we saying we're gonna take their jobs? The Ku Klux Klan is not in here. Aryan Nations is not in here. White nationalists are not in here. This is just us. And yet there's an imagination gap in what if we made Wakanda real? What if we made Wakanda real? All Wakanda is beautiful black people doing beautiful black shit with technology. So why don't we make Wakanda real? We spend a lot of time, as we have to, focused on the black past, black history. We have a whole month dedicated to our history because we come from giants and we want to make sure they're not forgotten. But nobody who made history was trying to make history. They were trying to make the future better. And they did it so well that it became historic. So to honor our ancestors, we need to be thinking, at this point, I would trade in about 5 Black History Months for 1 Black Future Weekend, okay? This should be the first Black Future Weekend where we decide the last time human civilization was reinvented. It was a very small group of people, all of one color, all from one location, who basically dictated to the planet what the new civilization was going to be. And that gave you 400 years of hell, 400 years of slavery, 400 years of colonization, 400 years of environmental destruction, 400 years of hell. Now, you're about to have a new human civilization. That's what's being created by technology. I have 2 little children in diapers. When they're my age, their best friend might be an actual AI robot. They may actually live and work on the moon or Mars. When it's time for them to have my grandchildren, because of biotech, they might open up a laptop or a holographic interface and design my grandchildren. I mean, the children I have right now may literally have friends who are AIs, live and work on Mars or the moon, and design their children, your children. That's a new human civilization that's being created. The question is, if you leave it to others, will the new human civilization be human and will it be civilized? I say it will not be. I say we will have to make it human and we will have to make it civilized. That is our responsibility. You are not, no, don't clap. You are not just co-founding a company, goddammit. You are not just co-founding a fund. You are co-founders of a new human civilization. And for the first time, we have a voice. We have an opportunity to say, you are not going to impose your barbaric views on our future. We are going to impose our beauty on yours. That's the potential we have right now.
So I'm one of 8 children. I'm from Richmond, California. Richmond. Bay Area in the building. Both of my parents were drug addicts. So my mom was a single parent, raised 8 kids in a 2-bedroom with a collapsing roof. So when I grew up, I didn't have a computer in my household. I didn't have a cell phone. I grew up and my examples of success around me were the people in the hood doing hood things. So by the time I was 16, much like an algorithm, I had bad data in, I had bad choices out. I was 16, I spent my 16th birthday, Christmas, and New Year's in juvenile hall. I was facing 3 felony charges and 27 years in prison if I was tried as an adult. By the grace of God, I was given a deferment program, which is basically like, you did it, we're gonna put you in juvie for a period of time, you gotta pay this money back and all this stuff, but when you turn 18, we're gonna delete it. Like it never happened. I was one of the first people in my county ever to get that deferment program. And with that second chance, I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get away from all these people. So I dropped out of high school. And a dude in my church came to me and was like, hey, I know all you care about is money, so I'm gonna make a deal with you. He put a book on the table, he slid $1,000 over. This is like 04, so it was a lot more, you know, like an iPhone was like 1,000 now. It went a lot further back then. And he said, if you do every exercise in this book, I'll give you $100. Or he said, I'll give you $1,000. Here goes $100 to start. I said, bet. Halfway through that book, I was selling websites. That's how I started to learn how to code. Then, to try to get my life together, I joined the military, I joined the reserves. Ended up in Afghanistan, the headquarters of special operations. And a brand new command setting it up. The next thing I know, I'm coding with people from the CIA, I'm coding with people from the DIA. So I went from someone who could build a WordPress website to somebody who could build and secure networks in 2 years of my life. And as I came back into reality, outside of that, I went and worked for a company that did some school district stuff. I worked in Japan for a while, and Microsoft hit me up and was like, yo, you should come work for us. And I'll never forget it. When I got that DM on LinkedIn from a black recruiter, by the way, I was like, there is no way I'm qualified to work here. I'm a high school dropout, I have an associate's degree. Because I went to Afghanistan when I was in college, I still, to this day, don't have a bachelor's degree. There's no way they would want me. So I didn't reply to her for over 45 days. Because every single day I would come back, open up the computer, and try to reply to her, and I couldn't do it. And then I realized something. Imposter syndrome is an invitation to expand your imagination about what you can do. Imposter syndrome is not something you need to feed into. It's an invitation for you to believe that you can do more about yourself. Even when I went to Google, right? So I was at Microsoft, that was cool. And Google hit me up, I was like, I don't know if I want to go there because, like, you know, I don't like Android. And then they were like, nah, it's this team called ML Fairness, Machine Learning Fairness. They're working across all of Google's algorithms to make sure they're not racist and biased. I said, oh, I gotta go check Google. I gotta go tell Google about themselves. Let me slide over here real quick. And I did. And then I had an opportunity after George Floyd died to create my own research team. Me, high school dropout, college dropout, being able to create my own research team. I said, I don't know if I should do it because these people got PhDs and you got an MBA from MIT and you went to this school, you know more than me. No one could have done what I did with that research team. Why? Because the same version of me that was 16, not listening to nobody when they told me don't do something and doing what I felt was right for me that ended me in juvenile hall is the same version of me that when they told me, oh, you can make the skin tone research team to teach AI how to see black and brown skin tones, but you got this other project, you should focus on that. Let's get to that next year. Let's do that later. That same 16-year-old said, man, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but we gonna do this anyway. And now AI can see black and brown skin